What's up everyone? So today we have an installation for the Sansi 500 lumen motion detection spotlight. So let's get into this install and see what it's all about. So if you're like me and you need a motion light on the corner of your house, you don't want to run power or you don't have available power to run, this spotlight basically comes in handy for this type of stuff. If you're okay with the 500 lumens and you don't need the 10,000 lumens that they offer in their 110 version. But I also designed a mount for it, so it's not the regular junction box setup where you would bolt the metal box up. It's actually 3D printed so it could house the wire inside and mount the solar panel on top. So what we have here is the box, of course, the junction box or whatever you want to call it, except it follows the profile of the light for Sansi. 2 wood screws 1 inch in length that basically fit right here, so you can screw it to your facial board or whatever you have. 7/16 wrench, so that way you could use the jam nut to jam it to the threaded insert on the junction box here, and then the jam nut to the top of the solar panel, keep everything stopped from rotating. And then of course this is an all thread piece of rod there, 1/4-20. All this is 1/4-20, which will take a 7/16 wrench. And then here you have an M4 metric, because this is what its original screw is a metric M4, okay, with the Phillips head. So you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver just so you can tighten that, and then use a drill or your hand screwdriver so that way you can drive those in the Phillips number 2, okay. And then all this additional wire will fit into this box here. And then I have a cutout here so the wires could come out, and then water could drain if it does, any precipitation gets in there, which it shouldn't. It might collect a little bit of moisture, which is why we have the drains as well. It's kicked at a 2-degree slant, so everything feeds to the back and drains out through those holes. This is what the wires should look like, all coiled up in there, so it fits nice and snug and you don't have to fight it too much. So 1 screw in the middle. As you can see, I got a drain here and a drain here, just in case this picks up some moisture in it. It drains here, and if it bypasses this drain, it'll get to here and drain down. The reason why I didn't want it just to be here is because I don't want all the water draining on the fascia. If I can, I like it to drain on the first notch first, and then the holes covered, you could silicone that where the wire goes in after you got yours all set up. But that's what it looks like. I'm gonna have to eventually flatten this out because there is a slight gap that I want to get rid of on the back side here where this mounts directly to this, or I might change up the design to drop this down a little bit, or have it where it mounts underneath the fascia here facing out. As far as the angle is concerned, to reach the end of the street, or the beginning of the street, the sidewalk area, I'm going to angle this at 22.5 degrees, so half of 45 degrees. It's around 20 degrees, and that should put me in the right spot. I drew everything up in SolidWorks so that way I could see the overall footprint of this and where it will pick up. So this is what it looks like from the top. And then from the side, the bottom, all your presets are down below. It's all battery powered. Pretty nice little setup if you don't have power in a certain area and you still want 500 lumens. So just like the other ones, this one only has 2 dials, so it has a distance and a time. Okay, so you can set it to max or minimum distance to pick up, and then it has intervals of 1, 5, and 10, and then I think you could adjust it in between as well. So you're not just limited to 1, 5, and 10. I don't think. They are spaced out quite a bit, so I think you could probably guesstimate where 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes would be in between those 2 numbers. So as you can see, this is the end of the truck bed, and that's how much light it outputs without the other one on. And then you come over this way, and then as you can see, this whole thing is lit up here, all right here. So I'd say about a truck length. So if you had the cab of the truck, the nose of the truck, it's probably about like that long, and then same on the opposite side. So that, and then on this side as well, it's about a truck length. As you can see, it's dark without the other light on. So let's see when it picks me up. I'm out here, it's not gonna pick me up. Just to make sure the angle's correct on where I want it to at least pick me up if I'm walking in either direction. So as long as I'm walking in my path, it'll pick me up there. So, which is good, just in case I need to walk to unlock the gate. That picks me up. This one picks me up as well. I'd say that's about 10 or 15 feet away. And that one picks me up at that height, and this one picks me up at the same. But I wanted to accommodate this side of the fence and the opposite side of the fence, just so that way, you know, one sensor does both. Maybe in the future I'll be able to split this sensor up into two, so I can have two directional sensors, and maybe do that for more of my lights, even the powered ones. So that might be something in the near future. Have a way to split those sensors, just so you could make them more directional and angle them in the areas you actually want it to pick up, instead of getting like a broad splitting the difference between the two. I also have this little solar light before I put this one on, which gives a bluish hue light output. So this is probably like in the 6,000 Kelvin range, and this is more of a white light. Looks yellow in the video, but it's probably about a 5,000 or 5,500 Kelvin light spectrum. The reason why I didn't set it, so my other one will trigger right here. That's that one. That's 7,000 lumens, lights up the whole backyard, of course. But this one here triggers it about right here, which allows both of them to overlap. As you can see, it kicked back on. It allows them both to overlap, so there's no dead spots. So at this angle, it fills in this whole area here, shoots over into this area, past the fence, picks it all up, which is really nice. So this is the output of the light right here, 500 lumens, and this is the output of a 10,000 lumen 110 powered setup. So drastic difference, of course, but for the price and what it does without having to run any power to it, it illuminates really nicely though. So I'm gonna attempt to trigger it. I'm in the street, I'm here on the edge of the street, and the street's about right here. I'm gonna walk in and see if it picks me up. So it picked me up about right there, which if I brighten this up, it is at my fence line. So so here's the curb, and that's my fence line. It picked me up right at the fence right here. So right about here is where it picked me up, all the way to right here. So I'd say that's about maybe 20 feet at the angle I set it at, as far as the distance is concerned, about 20 feet, and it picks me up. So right now I have all my lights overlapping. So this one 180 degrees, so that defined edge, it'll basically light up. If you walk anywhere in this area, it'll light up. This one is around this area, it'll trigger it, and in the backyard it'll trigger it as well. So everything's really well covered. And then I have the porch light, which also does the same, overlaps this light. So one of these lights will pick up this whole front yard. So that's going to complete today's video on this installation. If you are interested in purchasing my 3D printed box or mount option to hide your wire, reach out to me in the comments below, and I'll post a link as I 3D print them per your request. So that's going to complete today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting in the near future, consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.